you choose to listen to or watch. And it's all for the good of the game. So, Sal,
Well, Wally, there's 3 books of the 10 that I've written. There's 3 I think are particularly relevant to hockey coaches and hockey players. One of them is Hockey Tough, which a lot of people know about, a winning mental game. I think it's a really good book on the mental game of hockey. Another's a book I wrote some years ago called Why Teams Win. And I talk about 9 keys that help to make teams successful. And leadership is one of them that affects, it's one that affects every other key. Leadership affects the strategy, the feedback, the team's identity. Um, it's critically important in team success. And the third book is one that it's called Winning Golf, the Mental Game. And I just wrote that a couple of years ago. And because hockey players and hockey coaches are often ardent golfers, I mentioned that book. I guess because the season is in the winter and you have the summer off, but there sure is a lot of golfers who are hockey players who are golfers. Winning Golf, the Mental Game. So,
Sal, the book Winning Golf with your clients, hockey players, uh, have you had any feedback on how the golf game and that work and that book contributes to their hockey game?
Well,
Because
it's funny you mentioned that, Wally, because the flip side in the book, I have one chapter where I talked to 3 hockey players, 3 NHL guys who I worked with, not just once or twice, but for a couple of years, and 2 NFL guys that I worked with. And I asked them how the work we did that helped their hockey has helped their golf game. And the same with how the work we did to help their football help their golf game. And the 3 hockey players, one was Morris Lukowicz, who's a real friend of the Wally's Sharks group. And Morris had some very interesting things to say about how the work we did with hockey affected his golf. Another was Cliff Ronning, who I worked with for years. And one of the things Cliff said, it's much easier to play hockey than it is to play golf, because when you get pissed off in hockey, you can cross-check somebody. You just can't do that in golf. And unless you're, what's that guy, Adam Sandler played in that movie, Happy Gilmore. And the third guy was Brett Hedican, who had some very interesting things about how the work we did affected his golf game, improved his golf game. So there is a transference from one sport to another, for sure. If you learn how to manage your focus, how to manage your emotions, and how to manage your attitude, it's going to play in everything you do. And the one thing I didn't mention, I mentioned a bit of focus, a bit about feeling, right, creating right feeling. I didn't say anything about attitude. And there's just one thing I'd like to share quickly. And that is, I often ask players, how committed are you to being the best you can be? And, they always say, well, I'm really committed, or I'm very committed. I say, if you're really committed, then whatever comes up, you've got to use it. If you don't use it, it can use you. And I'll give you an example. If you're playing well, you use it to build your confidence. You have a good shift, you're moving your feet, you're winning battles, making good passes. You come off, that's me. Use it to build your confidence. If it's not going well, use it to improve your process, improve your training. Or you can think, I'm not so good, and then it starts to use you. Or you can blame, well, it's the guys on my line aren't good players. It's not me. That changes nothing. So winners find a way to use everything. They're always using it, either to build their sense of self or simply to improve their process. And then that thought, I will bid you adieu. It's nice seeing you again, Peter. It's nice absolutely visiting with you, Wally, always. And Peter, please give my best to Mike.
I will, for sure, 100%.
Yeah. Tell him he should talk to me. We can work with the Colgate team.
I will. I'll tell him.
Okay. All right.